give a small demo of Docker Swarm. So the first part in Docker Swarm is the creation of the swarm. You need a management system that starts up different nodes, workers. The managed system itself can be a worker too, can be a node too. In order to show it, I will use Docker in Docker. So I will run a Docker system, a Docker swarm within my Docker system, which are special images with the extension d Docker in Docker in order to run. The first thing that will happen is I will start my swarm manager, and then I will have this will generate a token, and with this token you can add workers to the swarm. So that's the first part that will start the system and the swarm create, and it will show when it's created, the system, and it's active. In order to view what I've done, I can use command line tools, but I can also use a graphical tool, a visualizer. And this visualizer is something that runs at port 8080. So I will start up the visualizer. It will take some time to generate the visualizer, so I will visit this one later, and I will show you the next script that I start. I will start a service. So within my swarm, my Docker swarm, I will create a web server, and I will scale it. I will replicate it to 3 containers, 3 workers running this web server. Okay, I'll start it up, and then I will show the visualizer. So it's starting up now, the containers. I will show the visualizer. Hopefully it's, no, it's not ready. Ah, okay, there it is. So the visualizer started itself within my manager, and you see the web services started and replicating on the system. So now I know them, they're running. Next step I'll do is I will start portainer. Portainer is a Docker management system, or even a Kubernetes management system, and this one will run on port 9000. That's an easier way of managing the containers with a web-based interface. So it's running already, I guess. So I will try out port 9000. It needs a password the first time. A rather long password, and then you can use it as an admin. It will show your basic system, all containers running on your system, or that did run, all images, volumes, networks. So with services, I see it's running portainer itself, it's running the visualizer and the web server. If I go to the web server, I can see the details. It's like the Docker inspect command. It shows everything it's running on these ports. It's done mapping its host port 80 to port 80, and it has a unlimited number of CPUs. I can change things command line. So for example, I can change that number of CPUs. I can limit the CPUs of the web server, or I can even limit the amount of workers. So I can rescale the amount of workers, but now I'm just changing that settings. You can use portainer for that, or use the command line versions. And for example, this CPU limit can be done so that it's not able to run 12 CPUs, but only 1 CPU for the web servers. Now it's changing that into 1, I guess. Yes. So if I refresh, it should be some kind of limit change. Here you'll see it's 1 CPU for the web servers. Yeah, you do also see all containers that are on the system, all services, and so on. So that's a handy little management system, web-based, for containers and for the Docker services. And the last step is I will leave the swarm. I will destroy the swarm so that no more containers are running. So that's the last part. I'll exit the swarm, and it will stop the portainer. It will stop the visualizer, and now the swarm is stopped.